Hi, my name is Jordy Izzard, and I'm Senior Associate Director of SAIS Alumni Relations. And today's date is April 24th, 2017, and I have the pleasure of interviewing James P. Collins, otherwise known as Phil, who graduated with his MA in 1967 from SAIS in Washington, D.C. And we just really appreciate your being here today, and we're going to have a little bit of a conversation.
Sure.
And we'll just start with what originally brought you to SAIS.
Well, I graduated from college from Occidental in Los Angeles, and I had a professor there who was knowledgeable about SAIS, and my undergraduate major was international relations, and so he recommended that I apply here, and I was admitted and decided to come.
That's great. And then tell us, you were at SAIS in Washington from 1965 to 67. Tell us what your memories are of being a student at SAIS.
Well, first of all, it was so exciting to be in this city. It was just lively and full of energy and very, very interesting. I had been to Washington, D.C. once many years before when I was coming back on a trip to Europe as a high school student and spent a couple of days here. And so I really liked D.C. From that early time. And being a student here was just a wonderful experience. And I'd say my most memorable teacher was Isaiah Frank. And he used the more or less what might be called a Socratic method in his schooling, in his instructing, where he would ask questions of a student and then follow up after the student answered. So it was really an engaging process. So I thought Isaiah Frank was a wonderful instructor. Another one that I really enjoyed and remember was E.A.J. Johnstone. He was a Western European specialist and was just very, very interesting and presented things in a wonderful way. Probably one of the most interesting things I did here was to learn French, and I had had no French language instruction before and was trying to learn French in 2 years, and so I had some very good French teachers. Madame Flynn was my first year French teacher. She was an elderly French speaker lady who was so nice to me and even taught me a summer school between my 2 years because she was pretty sure I wasn't going to pass the French exam without it. And then my second year it was Monsieur Moyan who was the French instructor. And I remember the first day of my second year in his class, my first year with him, but it was my second year as a student. He was talking to me in French and I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And here I am facing an oral exam to graduate less than a year from then. But luckily I had a roommate who spoke French. That was my first year of rooming with him. And he and I decided we needed to speak a lot of French in our apartment. So that's what we did, and I did manage to pass the French fluency examination and the academic orals, of course, and then was able to graduate. But I really loved the instruction and the subject matter of all my classes here.
Mm-hmm. Terrific. And in 1967, in May or June, you graduated from SAIS. And
Yes.
tell us a little bit about how your career started and how it evolved through time.
Well, what happened was, while I was here at SAIS, I met a couple of people who were lawyers, and I started thinking about going to law school. When I came to SAIS, I was thinking foreign service, and I did work one summer as an intern at the Department of International Commerce, Bureau of International Commerce in the Commerce Department, and met some very capable people there. But the more I thought about pursuing a career in law, the better I liked it. And so early on in my second year, I took the LSATs and then applied to law school. And that's what I did after graduating from SAIS. I went to Harvard Law School. And after 3 years there, then I went back to California and have practiced law for 45 years up until last year. I retired a year ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And what was the name of your firm?
Well, I was with 3 different firms, but after the first 2, then 2 other attorneys and I left that firm and we started our own law firm, and the name of that firm was Kotkin, Collins and Francel.
Oh, that's terrific.
And then practiced with that group of people for about 35 years. My partner, Ray Kotkin, passed away, and then we moved our firm into another firm where my son is a lawyer, and in fact my son and I practiced law together for 19 years before I retired. But so now he's with the firm that survived my partner's passing, and the name of that firm is Murchison and Cumming, and it's a California firm. We have offices in 5 different cities.
What are those cities?
Well, the main office is in Los Angeles. Then we have an office also where I live in Orange County. It's near the airport, the John Wayne Airport in Santa Ana. Then we have an office in San Francisco, and an office in San Diego, and then we also have an office in Las Vegas.
Wow, that's like a diverse north and south. Yeah,
it's a big group. It's
east,
about maybe 90 lawyers in the law firm altogether, or around that.
Wow, what a fabulous career. Now, in thinking about those years and all that you learned from SAIS onward, what advice might you have today for a current student at SAIS?
Oh, I would say just enjoy the moment and get as much out of it as you possibly can, and work hard at your studies, but don't forget there's an outside world out there, especially in this town. The sooner you can get involved in things that are not just classroom work, the better. You'll never regret that. And but the classroom work is so important and exciting that that's really why you're here.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and what a wonderful career, and so glad you're back here from SAIS after 50 years, and congratulations.
50 years. Thank you, Jordy. It was very nice being here.